It is day 19706 a.m. in the Big Brother UK All-Stars house. And right now we have some house guests outside, mostly just by the warmer. Pete was outside cleaning. Unfortunately for them, the laundry line is broken. So they cannot do laundry outside, even if they don't care about the freezing temperatures. Meanwhile, inside the house, it is kind of a slow start to the morning, as most of the house guests are in their pajamas, either lounging in the bathroom getting ready, or as you can see, we have a group of house guests here in the bedroom kind of talking and chatting. But unfortunately, that is quickly interrupted as a fire breaks out in the storage room. Again, the washer and dryer have caught fire for the second time now. But instead of burning Cameron like it did last time, it's now caught Craig on fire. However, Isabelle and Nikki and Davina and a few other house guests are very quick to run in there and put out not only the washer and dryer, but Craig itself. However, after this fire, I refuse to fix the washer and dryer again. They're just going to have to go dirty. At 9:09 a.m., it gets a little frisky in the Big Brother house as Nadia pleasures herself with a... I don't even know how to describe it, what part of her body she's using or what whole part of her body she's using to pleasure herself with. A lot of the house guests haven't really noticed. We see that Craig in New York, or not Craig, Courtney and New York are outside. A lot of the house guests are in the bathroom. The first person to actually notice what Nadia is doing is Victor, and he walks in and kind of enjoys the view. He just sits there and watches until he awkwardly turns and faces a wall. Meanwhile, Rylan comes by and he sees it and instantly just runs out of the room. No reaction whatsoever. Meanwhile, realistically, when someone like Hellen comes out of the kitchen and sees that happening, she gets mad and upset. You know, why are you doing this? And she just storms out and goes outside to bitch about it with everyone else. Meanwhile, Makosi sees it and kind of enjoys what she's seeing. It brings her some ideas of what maybe she could do in the house.
Yebony Demise from.
I do think it's kind of funny that all of the house guests love going outside and just cuddling up by the heaters that are out there. Instead of like putting on warm clothes or anything, a lot of them are just out there in their underwear pajamas by the heater, where like I'm pretty sure it would just be even warmer if you stayed inside where I have a heater indoors. But whatever. I guess they enjoy the fresh air. Meanwhile, there's this weird thing going on as well, where Charley hasn't gained any fame points. I went in and made sure because ever since we noticed in the last episode, she took a nap in the bathroom and everyone started laughing, pointing, and taking pictures and stuff like that of her. And now that is continuing to happen to her. She sits down in the bathroom and Nikki starts snapping photos of her and pointing at her. And then, of course, we have this little group in the shower that just love looking at all the graffiti and stuff in there. I'm kind of like to imagine that they're making their own graffiti potentially, or just reading and trying to decide secret codes. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Charley because she's not a celebrity, yet people want to act like she is. At 11:17 a.m., 2 hours later, Nadia is finally finished getting down to business in the living room. That's kind of the one thing, like, I always install Wicked Whims. Like, Cottage Living came out, so I installed it to play on my own time while I wasn't recording the series. And then I put on the streamer mod, and I'm like, you know, I shouldn't have to worry about too much. The streamer mod's on, it's totally fine. And then I always instantly regret it because I come back into Big Brother, and everyone is just acting crazy. And, yeah, it's kind of a mess, but now that she finally has her clothes on, she seems to be annoyed and in the bathroom for some reason. I'm not too sure why she's so annoyed after you think she'd be in a bit of a good mood. But every single Friday, the house guests that are nominated always act so unhinged and crazy. I mean, Nadia has never before just completely, gotten naked in the living room and did that. And, like last week we had a few house guests acting crazy while they were nominated. And I kind of get that it's like, it's their last day in the house. They want to live it up to the fullest. But at the same time, it's like maybe do that later, like earlier in the week. That way you can get some votes to stay day instead of doing it right at the very end when all the votes have already been set in stone. Again, also with the Wicked Wins mod installed, I haven't set preferences. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was thinking, honestly, when I recorded this, because we see that Cameron and Isabelle decide that they're going to woohoo. I thought they were just going to go into the hot tub, but nope, they do it in public. Well, obviously in public, but on this chair right here. They're not actually woohooing. Nadia nor Cameron and Isabelle actually woohooed, but, things do happen. And of course, Cameron in real life is gay. However, this is something, he does on OnlyFans and Twitter all the time. So, yeah, it's nothing I haven't seen before from him. And Craig seems to like what he's seeing as well. He keeps glitching out, but he slowly keeps inching closer and closer for a better view. And each time he seems to like what he's seeing. Inside the bedroom, we have our own little version of The View or The Talk going on with Gemma, New York, Makosi, and Davina. I would honestly like this show and would tune in. Meanwhile, in the living room, Victor and Hellen continue to bond, and they've kind of been forming a nice little friendship the past few days. And I think, with today being Eviction Day, it's definitely time to really focus on those relationships that you like and enjoy that while you have the time. At 1:49 p.m., Isabelle and Cameron are still going at it in the garden. That's one of the things that I also hate about having my Wicked Ones installed while I'm playing this, is that they go on for so long. Why does it need to go on for 5 hours? Let's make it realistic and it be 5 minutes, They're in a Big Brother house. They haven't done anything for 17 days. It's not going to last hours. Especially, out here in the snow, sitting on a pile of snow. None of this just is realistic to me. We see that Courtney and Rylan have come outside. Rylan is just growing up some marshmallows. Meanwhile, Courtney seems to be enjoying the show a little bit too much until he finally walks away and joins Rylan making s'mores, while Gemma decides to kind of yell at them a little bit and tell them to straighten up. And I gotta say, Gemma has been looking great with the new skincare routine she's picked up. Her face is snatched. Inside the bedroom, the talk, the view little segment we had going on has now slowly dispersed, and we are just left with New York and Makosi. And I originally, when I saw this happening, I zoomed in and I wanted to film it for a little bit because I thought that would be a really good friendship to have. I love seeing, two women of color together and, fighting side by side throughout this competition. I was kind of excited to hope they've been together all day long. So I was like, oh, surely they're really getting along. But once I actually zoomed in, you could tell that they're actually both kind of annoyed. And it goes from them, doing, it is Christmas or whatever in my day right now. However, the house guests will not be celebrating that. But you do see them, doing Santa impressions and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, they're getting along. They might be a little bit annoyed at what's going on, but still they end up starting an argument with one another. And it's so weird. They keep going from joking to normal conversation to arguing back to just talking. And it seems to actually be way more complicated of a relationship than I thought it was going to be originally. I was hoping just for a nice little friendship. Doesn't seem to be the case necessarily. Outside, Isabelle and Cameron have finally wrapped things up. I guess that was kind of a wrong phrase because I don't think he did actually wrap things up. But meanwhile, Gemma and Charley make some more marshmallows outside. That seems to be everyone's kind of favorite activity to do while watching Isabelle and Cameron. At 5:25 p.m., Hellen and Victor are still getting along, getting to know each other in the living room. They've been sitting there for hours just having a really nice conversation and really becoming friends while they are able to, and hopefully in the future. This will really set things up nicely. It's also really great to do the day before nominations. Meanwhile, in the bathroom, everyone is kind of slowly going in there to start getting ready for tonight's eviction, start dressing up, showering, using the bathroom. And we can see again that everyone has crowded around Charley to kind of be shocked by what she's doing, take pictures, point at her. She really is kind of the center of attention in the house right now, which I don't think is unrealistic. I mean, she does pick fights with everyone, so that's why I thought maybe she had gained some fame, is that, you know, through picking fights with people and stuff like that, it had boosted her up. But nope, I guess it has just gained her fame in the house, but not outside in a hole. I don't know. But we can still see them snapping pics of her. Meanwhile, Craig is using his time to fix up some of the toilets, and Gemma has actually been cleaning a lot of them, which is very surprising. Wouldn't think Gemma would be the one to clean them, but I don't know, she's kind of living her best life in this Big Brother house right now. Half the house obviously is in the bathroom, like I said, but the other half has soon migrated outside to the garden. I'm getting some fresh air, probably listening in on the eviction getting ready outside, and also just kind of like cheering each other on. It looks like they're all crowded around Victor to kind of cheer him on for tonight's eviction. And we have New York coming out there now to join them, and chew on some nice cheeseburgers that someone's grilled up for everyone. And as most of the house guests enjoy burgers outside, Brian cooks up a nice little salad inside. It's funny to see him use this big, huge bowl to make the salad, and then it makes this tiny little salad that he doesn't even eat. He just leaves it there and walks away. It's 7:55 p.m. in the Big Brother house, and most of the house guests have finished getting ready and are just talking and lounging around either outside in the bathroom still. However, with all the lights, the outdoor lights and everything being turned on, that is the clear sign that it is now time for eviction, and Big Brother goes ahead and calls all of our house guests into the living room. All right, now that everyone's here, it's time to cross over outside and introduce none other than the legendary, the iconic, myself. It's Hot Dogs, and because of the snow, we will not be doing it outside on that stage. Instead, Hot Dogs is going to stay safe and warm inside of his little interview room, and we're going to conduct everything from inside here tonight. However, as you guys know, you have been voting to save members of our green team that were unable to save themselves from eviction. And now 4 of them face the block, and 1 of them will be going home tonight. To communicate with them, I do have to step outside, but we are going to cross over right now to the house. Hello, Big Brother house. This is Hot Dogs. You are live on my YouTube channel. Please do not swear. Pete, Makosi, Nadia, and Victor. The 4 of you are left on the block, and 1 of you will be going home tonight. However, the person with the most votes is Pete. You have received the most votes to save, and you will not be going home. You can now get off of that nomination couch and rejoin the rest of your house guests.
Yes, happy I'm from. Prop Pampe. Who's like Jeffna?
Alright, thank you, Victor, for taking his spot there on the couch, but now it is down to just the 3 of you, Victor, Makosi, and Nadia. The second person that has received the most votes and is therefore safe from eviction is Makosi. You are now safe and can leave this couch and rejoin the rest of your house guests. You will be here for another week. Alright, now we are down to 2. Victor or Nadia, 1 of you will be the 3rd person evicted from the house. And with only 1 vote separating the 2 of you, the 3rd person to be evicted is Victor. I'm sorry, but you now have 30 seconds to go ahead and pack your bags and leave out the front door. Hot Dogs is coming to get you. Before Victor leaves, he goes ahead and shares his first official kiss with Makosi. Hopefully she'll wait for him, and hopefully he'll wait for her, and maybe they can be a couple outside of the house. But come on, Victor, you gotta go ahead and head outside. All right, Victor, unfortunately, you were the third house guest to be voted out of the house, and surprisingly, the fifth male to leave the house. So not only have we had 3 evictions so far with every male leaving, but with our 2 deaths, we have also now have 5 total men, which is kind of insane. Hopefully, for the sake of the game, some girls will start going home, but it all depends on next week's nominations. And then, of course, we got to go ahead and look at your relationships. And honestly, for someone that came in a week late, your relationships are so high. And I think if it wasn't due to this twist that we had this week, and if it were up to actual nominations, you would be safe. You have so many good friends in the house. Of course, your highest relationship is with Makosi. And with your total Big Bucks inquiry of 48 Big Bucks, that is all going to go to her, and she is now having a huge total. Again, to check out everyone's Big Bucks inquiries, it's down below in the description. And next week, it's a huge twist, as we don't have a shocking challenge going on, but it is going to be a double eviction week with someone going home not only Wednesday, but on Friday. And it's going to be really twisted and really crazy. You're going to want to stay up to date, especially with the votes, as those are going to be shorter than usual. So like, subscribe, and then also follow me on Twitter for all the latest updates. All of that's listed below, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye.